Hey guys, this is Andy McCann here with CrossFit Garage Podcast, where we're helping you lay a firm foundation in fitness, food, and finance. And today it's actually all three of those combined into one. I am a member of a mentoring group called Two Brain Business. So Chris Cooper is a CrossFit gym owner who then started a blog and then started working with CrossFit headquarters. And with those and the data that he wanted to collect, created Two Brain Business. Essentially, it's gym owners helping other gym owners not recreate the wheel and do things that make more sense. So we used to do a lot of stupid things like, hey, you're interested in CrossFit? Great. Why don't you just come to the gym, jump into class, and I hope you survive. And it was horrible. So we've probably had thousands of people do that, and we only have 100 members. So it obviously doesn't work as a sticky point, right? So now we do what makes sense and what does work, which is we bring people into a no sweat intro and we talk to them. And anyway, we follow the processes that Two Brain outlines. I am an engineer by degree, not a business guy. So the thing I fail at most is understanding good business ideas. I mean, some things make sense, there's common sense, but there are things that I think business people know that us lay people don't know. Whereas I know troubleshooting and how to fix a lot of things. They know that keeping a client is much more profitable than going out and finding new clients. So this is why I do a lot of focusing on people in the gym, where we do have somebody that, like Coach Jamie, one of her main things is to connect with all the leads. I never really do that. Everything I do, well, I'd say 90% of what I do is for those in the gym. So you guys get me. But of course we have to give attention to the people coming in, because if we didn't, then they would never come in. But my point is, Two Brain Business with Chris Cooper. Let me show you that shot here. So this is a video and a podcast, but here is Two Brain Business. This guy right here is Chris Cooper. And this is a presentation he did, and it is marvelous. It's something that I've been looking for, and I think all you guys are going to dig this. It's the Zenith Zone, or basically taking, let me actually find the PDF. Where is it? Right there. So let me see. It's taking, I'm going to walk you through this right here, some of it. But it's taking your income zone and your wealth zone and then creating the overlap zone. So you're going to work really hard to have that income, but that income is going to lead to some sort of wealth. And that wealth, if you don't have health, it's not going to last. So it's kind of like the title of this podcast. We're here to help you lay a firm foundation in fitness and food, and then finance. Why? Because if you do fitness and food, but you don't have any money, then you're just going to be a burden on somebody when you're 90. Yeah, it's great, you'll be 90, but someone else is going to be paying for you. On the other side, if you focus all on the finances and you get your money way high, but you never work on your fitness and food, then you're probably just going to die early, and your kids are going to be sad that you're dead, but happy that you gave them a whole bunch of money. So this Zenith Zone, what we're going to do here is calculate your life expectancy based on some actuary tables, an insurance table, and then we're going to adjust it based on your current health and like what you do. And then we're going to talk about money and what you need to have in order to live the rest of your life. So for me, I already did this experiment once. It said I was going to live to 98 on the theoretical side, and then based on what I do for health, it's probably going to drop down to 90. And knowing that I'm 50, I've got to fund 40 more years of life. So they said, how much do you want to spend? I just picked $100,000 a year. I don't know. And then if you live on 4% of a mega nut that you've got, then and never touch the principal, then 4% will do that for you. So they're saying, okay, if you want 100,000, using the living on 4%, never touching it and letting it grow still, you need $2.5 million in the bank. I'm like, okay. So now I've got these numbers. I'm like, all right, so this math has been done for me. And it's just interesting to see and to know. So I'm going to walk you through this and show you what we get. So here is the first table. So if you're actually, so let's see. If you go to twobrainbusiness.com, you can download this document that Chris put together. And this is actually version maybe 1 or 2, so maybe it's not ready for publication. But anyway, we're going to walk through a little bit of it, but what I really wanted to show you is the idea on the calculators. And the calculators are out there just on the internet, so we're going to start with there. So the first thing we're going to do is figure out what our lifespan is going to be, okay? So here is the first calculator, and I'm going to type in some information and then hit go. I've already done this once, so let me fill this in. But basically, you're going to put in if you're listening to this on a podcast, you really want to go on YouTube and do this. I'll put the links in both of them for you, but it's going to ask for your birthday, your gender, where you live, and your zip code. Weirdly, a lot of can be told about you from your zip code. So they are going to, at the end, ask you to let us send you some emails and stuff, but that's fine. The information is worth it. So let me put this in and hit go. Okay, so this is going to ask you a bunch of questions right here. It says your marital status. So I am married. It says, how many new relationships, friendships have you developed over the past 12 months? Now, this is fascinating. And all the things I've been listening and learning and reading and doing podcasts and consuming, the relationship side is something that I really never considered. So they have found the people who live the longest not only have good health, good fitness, and money, but they also have the best intimate relationships. And because of the gym, I am able to make more than 7 friends or more, right, over the next 12 months. So I get to meet a lot of people. Do they always go deep? No, not all the time, but some of us really connect, whether it's chickens or just the pursuit of health and fitness, or is it kids or D&D or board games or whatever, right, or adventure racing. So for me, and it's interesting, this one comes up first. It's something that I never really thought of. But as I get older, I realize it is harder to make long and lasting friendships because people are divergent now with your kids being like growing up in and out of the house, and your friends are starting to die, which is super sad, but that's just where you are. Okay. How do you usually cope with stress? Very well. It helps me get motivated. Good. I can shed stress by using techniques that reduce stress. Yep, that's me. Stress doesn't really bother me. Below is a list of typical sources of stress. Check all that you currently check all you feel currently stressed from. So, all right, so we got excessive of worrying, crime, illness, death, loved one harm, death of a pet, marital stress, loneliness, community, global social concerns, feeling underpaid, getting laid off, legal troubles, new responsibilities, baby, job, care, no, health problems, nope, living conditions. So I don't actually, this is nice. I don't have really many stresses. Regular conflicts, running late, job, traffic, financial insecurities, hormonal fluctuations. No. So I'm going to say no to all those. I have nothing that's giving me like an undue amount of stress. How do you characterize your sleep? Very good. I get a lot of sleep. You know me. There's a podcast on sleep. Go listen to that podcast on sleep. It's a great one. 18-ish ways to get more sleep, get better sleep. How much formal education have you had? Say I've got a college degree. Hours per week that you work. Yeah, that's going to be a weird one, including your commute. So here's a weird thing. I could be semi-retired right now. I've got real estate, property, gym, and some other businesses. And so I don't think I'm ever not working, but I never have to like report to somebody. All right, next one is, are you optimistic about your aging? Yes, I'm optimistic. I'm aging well. Do you regularly engage in brain activities that are both new and challenging? Example, learning new subjects, playing someone in a hard game such as chess, Scrabble, solving crossword puzzles, Sudoku puzzles. Yes, I do that a lot, at least 2 times a week. Yeah. All right, continue to lifestyle. How is the quality of your air? I would say pretty good. How many cups of caffeine do you drink a day? I'm probably 2 cups. How many cups of tea do you drink? I don't normally drink much tea anymore, so I'm going to say none. How often do you currently smoke? Never. Regarding cigarettes, nope, I don't do cigarettes. What is your exposure to close proximity secondhand smoke? Never. If you smoked, I did not smoke in the past. There we go. How many days a week do you usually consume alcohol? While I have nothing against alcohol, currently I don't drink alcohol because I'm off of bread and sugar, and beer is bread, and everything alcohol is sugar. When you do drink, I do not drink. How often do you take aspirin? Never. I would say never. I mean, it's occasional. I'm going to say never. I mean, it's so infrequent that it's probably never. Do you wear sunscreen? I'm going to say sometimes. Besides brushing your teeth, do you also floss? Yes! I have dentures. Oh, that's funny. All right, nutrition. How much do you weigh? I am 165 pounds, and I am 5'8" and some change. We're just going to call it 5'8". Do you bodybuild or strength train to a degree that your body mass index is high because of muscle, not fat? Yeah, I'd probably say yes. I'm pretty low on fat. How many servings of processed meats processed meat of fast foods do you eat? I don't eat fast foods, so none. Well, let's see. Is that a day or a week? Hot dogs, chicken. I do go to like Canyons, which isn't like super fast food, but that is probably fast food. How many servings of dairy? I eat a lot of dairy, so I'm going to say, how many servings of dairy do you eat per day? I'm going to go with 2 to 3. Do you take calcium or vitamin D supplements? No, I don't take anything. Do you snack? I do not snack between meals. How often per week do you have red meats as your main course? Oh man, that's gonna be as my main course. How often? Yeah, I'm gonna say 6 to 7 times a week. How often do you eat sweets? I avoid sweets. I don't eat any of those. What about carbohydrates? White bread, rolls? I don't eat those. Serving less than... Do you believe you have a diet that leads to weight gain? No. I eat too much every day. I am maintaining a healthy weight. Yep. Let's see. Do you take iron supplements? No. Or a multivitamin? How many days a week do you exercise? 5 days a week. Aside from exercise, during your leisure time, I am generally engaged in something physical. Yep. All right. Medical. So they're going to ask medical questions. This is a actuary or an insurance table. So they use this. If you ever got insurance, then you're going to go through these exact questions. I'm going to pause this. I'll read them to you still, but I'm going to answer them real quick. Okay. So it asks a bunch of questions. It's going to say, how often do you have a bowel movement? At least twice a day. Do you regularly screen for cancer? What was your HDL cholesterol, the good cholesterol? What was your LDL, bad cholesterol? What is your blood pressure? And do you have diabetes? And have you had a heart attack? So all those are good answers for me. Nothing jumping out there. How many members in your immediate family have diabetes? None. Does cancer run in the family? Yeah, I got one with some cancer. Concerning the longevity in your family, including grandparents, aunts and uncles, brothers, sisters, which of the following fits best? Generally, my relatives pass away in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or above 100. I'm going to say, I'm going to go with 80s. I don't actually, 80? Yeah, I'm going to go with 80s. No one died early, unexpected, and nobody was like, wow, they're 100, so I'll go 80. Okay, and I'm going to get my answer real quick. All right, done. So it says, this one says 97. Last time it said 98, so I don't know what I changed, but so it says I'm going to live for 47 more years. Yay! That's cool. All right, so now that I've got that number, there is a spreadsheet. I'll link you to this, and you'll have to make a copy of it. So I'm going to put in lifespan 90. Let's go with 98 because that's what I got the first time. And then we're going to do another sheet. And that one, let's see. Let me find the Zenith zones. All right. So we've got this. Got the calculator, get a number, Zenith zones, make a file. All right. Enter your estimate in cell C2, which is what I did. C4 because she made it cooler. Lifespan estimated in months. All right, so VO2 max. Now we need to pull out our VO2 max. So how does VO2 max correlate with longevity? How do you get this number? So there's a chart. There's actually something you can do on the rower. It's like row 2,000 meters and look at the wattage and then divide by something. But I believe, typical VO2 max scores for 8. All right, so I got a spreadsheet that Harmony copied and pasted into the spreadsheet she had created that I'm looking at right now. So it says, typical VO2 max fitness scores for males by age. All right. There's also one for females. It's a little smaller print. I'm not sure exactly how that... Can I move it? Nope. Okay. So I am 50, and so VO2 max would be 43.3 for excellent. 43. I'm just going to put 43 in there. I need to go actually take it, but I'm going to use their chart. Knowing that I do CrossFit all the time, I'm sure it's good. So let's see. So 43. So I have to go back to the spreadsheet over here. Do I? Let's see what I got to do. Calculator. Oh, I see. Excellent. Okay, so over in the corner, then it says VO2 max limiters. If you're fair, you're going to put in a 0.9, good, 0.95, excellent, 0.97, superior, 0.98. So I'm going to go with excellent, so 0.97. So that's an entry field. So it drops my overall life expectancy down to 95 years. All right, then we're going to look at some stuff for strength. We're going to look at squat, press, and deadlift. So let's see. She's got some links down here in the bottom of this page. I'm going to go ahead and pull these up. So it's, yeah, she got them backwards. It'd been nice if they'd been the same format. So it says, let's go for the squat. That's the deadlift. Here's your squat. So squat, compare, I got pounds, and then body weight. Let's see, my body weight. Okay, when I scroll down, I can see a chart for back squat that is by weight and age. So I'm going to use 160 as my weight, and I can squat. Well, it used to be like in the high 300s, so I probably can't do that anymore. It's probably low 300s. So I'm going to go with intermediate or advanced. 250 is not that bad for me, so I'm going to go advanced. All right, so going back over to the chart, if you picked advanced, then let's see, that'd be a 0.97. So that was the squat. So 0.97, right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I was not elite. Yeah, they use different wording here. Oh, it's right there at the bottom. Nice. All right, so advanced was 0.97. Yeah, so it's at the bottom of this sheet. All right, so now I'm going to go and enter in my press, which is not very good. So do the same thing. I'm a 160-pound man. I can press just a little bit more than 130, so that's intermediate. So I go back over to the spreadsheet, and intermediate is 0.95, so press 0.95. And then the deadlift. All right, 160-pound man. At one point, I could lift 400, but I can't do that anymore. So they got advanced as 389. I could probably still do that. It's probably somewhere between intermediate and advanced. So I'm going to pick something on the in-between those two, possibly. So intermediate and advanced. So, there's not really much to pick between that. So intermediate is 0.95, and advanced is 0.97. So I'm going to put 0.96. 0.96. Probably should have done that for the 0.7 too. 0.96. So I'm going to change that top one. All right, so then it takes your age that has been adjusted for VO2 max and adjusted again based on your strength numbers. So it comes out to 90. So I should live to be 90. So my projected age is 90. That's 40 more years. All right, so I will link all these. Actually, you know what? Best thing is to just link this calculator, because that's where it all starts from. If you got this calculator, and all I have to do in this calculator is put in this one right here, copy. I'm going to put in the original lifespan calculator right here. Oh, it's right there. First time life. It's right at the bottom. Start there. So I'll just put it right here, though. Okay. All right, you guys can steal this and utilize it. Anyway, so this says I should live to about I'm 90, which is nice. I like that. I'll do the things I need to do to live a little bit longer, probably get my VO2 max up, as well as my press strength, right? Now, it's not just those things. It's actually the stuff that goes along with it. This is just a lagging indicator. So my press strength is a lagging indicator of all the fitness stuff that I do, right? My VO2 max is a lagging indicator of all the stuff that I do. So it's going to take me years to be fit. And this thing is going to say, hey, yeah, you're pretty fit, right? That's what it's looking at. Now, here's the other cool part of this whole program right here. It says, hey, what do you want to live on? I'm going to put in $100,000 a year is what I want. So then it tells me, then if I'm going to take 4% out of that, then the nut that I have to have is 2.5 million. In order to make it those 40 extra years, I need to have in the bank $2.5 million. So you guys then can use this to say, all right, what number am I shooting for? When do I get off the train? When do I stop pushing to drive all this money, right? Well, when you get, I don't know, $3 million in the bank or in your investments or portfolios or whatever, then you're there. You should probably relax it a bit, right? So here's the thing that you don't want to have happen. You pursue money so much, you're buying all these toys, stop buying stupid stuff, buy assets and let those assets pay you back. and for me, pay things off. I know not everybody believes in getting out of debt, but if the big guys use debt on us, then there must be a handcuffing somewhere, right? So I say get out of debt, but that's just me. Anyway, make sure while you're going on the journey that you're doing something with your fitness and food. If you're not, then you're going to find that you're going to die early. If you die early, I mean, that sucks. You're dead. I mean, all right, I guess it depends on you believe what happens when you pass away, but either way, you're dead. I would love to see my grandkids. I'd love to see my grandkids, right? I don't know if that's possible. Maybe things will change. They'll come up with something better or different, but I think the recent statistics said this is the first time in history where Americans now are living less in time than the people that came before us. So we're dying earlier. I don't know, those numbers started to change. If you go back and look, and one of the, like those babies that are being born and so forth, does it have anything to do with the food that we think we're eating that's food, that's really entertainment? Maybe. This right here didn't really say too much about, I mean, it did say do you eat out, but I mean, man, if I had to guess, I'd say the amount of processed foods you have is probably a massive indicator of your health. But anyway, if you're doing CrossFit, it should be, a big reason should be you want to be harder to kill. There's probably already things happening in your life and you want to get your life back. That's why we're here. Maybe you're young enough that you see this and you're like, I don't want to have those things happen in my life. I started CrossFitting when I was like 32 or 34. And we used to joke about, hey, what is it going to look like after 20 years of CrossFit? Will our shoulders and knees be banged up so much that we can't use them anymore? I am the only owner from the garage that still does CrossFit. Everybody else is doing something different. I have to go ask them how their hips and shoulders are. I don't really know, but I'm still doing it and I feel great. I know one of them had hip surgery. I don't know what that was from. And another one has old injuries from hockey. And I think actually Shane is doing CrossFit or something like it in his own garage. So maybe, well, anyway, I guess my point is I've been doing it consistently for 17 years and I don't have any problems. I feel great. I can get up and I can move. I don't take any medicines. I eat very healthy, very consistent, and it's going really well for me. Guys, I encourage you to utilize this chart, try it out, and see what. Let's see if I can move this around so you can see it a bit better, because I think my face is covering some of it. But the screen, yeah, you can't really see that. Oh, there it is. So if I scroll up, you can see more of that. There's more on this chart. I'll link this all in the show notes. But guys, if you're like me and you're 50, if you're one of my friends from Georgia Tech or people guys in my small group, guys that even if you're already at the gym, it's not too late to focus on your health and fitness. You need to sweat some, you need to move some. You also need to stop eating like a death row inmate. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be hard. You have to take a step. What can I do? What's the maximum effect for the minimal dose, right? So I don't want to do too much, but I want the biggest benefit. Man, I can help you with that. I am happy to give you the information that I've gotten over the last 17 years. I'm happy to tell you my story. I'm happy to share what I found to be successful. I know everybody's body is different, so it may not be the same, but I do know this. You won't be wealthy unless you invest or are working. You won't be healthy unless you're investing in yourself or working. So you've got to do these things. All right, guys. Hopefully you found this interesting. The video is probably going to be a whole lot more impactful, but the podcast, you'll get the idea of what we're doing, and hopefully you go find the link and try this out yourself. All right, guys. Be good.